everyone, and welcome to Africans Around the Globe. My name is Atule Mbegeni, your host. On today's show, we bring you South Africa through Africa Umoja. Umoja tells the tales of South African music and dance, going back from the earliest rhythms to the current Kwaito songs. I'm telling you, man, it's about to be a lit show. I am so excited because they give us South Africans abroad, as well as North Americans, the honor and the privilege to enjoy this thrilling live performance. So let's go and watch the show. Welcome back to Africans Around the Globe. I am sitting with the creator of this amazing show. What a show. Mama Todd, thank you so much for bringing South Africa to North America. Thank you for bringing the spirit of South Africa to us South Africans who have left South Africa. Now, I just want to find out from you, how did the inspiration of this show come about?
Actually, the show started, the whole project started as an outreach program. We were not planning to do a show as such. It was just to keep the kids off the streets. You know, it started 1983, but it took off 2000. I was also a very, successful dancer. I had just come back from an 5-year American tour. And when I got home 1983, there was kids in the streets, sniffing glue, and they used to call them Mama Street Kids. And that didn't sit right with me. Then I thought, let's do something about it. Then we started this project.
Of course. And now I understand that you've traveled through Europe. You've traveled, this is the second time in the United, the third time in America.
Now we are in America.
How is it that you're able to travel throughout the world with this show?
I would say it's just God's grace.
Oh,
I don't know how it happened. It can only be God to give us all the success and the blessings and the strength. But now I think it's catching up with me.
Oh no, not at all, please.
That's why I'm training some of the kids, because some of them have been with us since the beginning of the show. They grew up here, and I've been grooming them to take part in management part of Umoja.
That's amazing.
Umoja is about empowering them.
The spirit of
it's not just a show.
Unity.
It's not just a show. It's a show that grooms them as artists. It's a show that gives them responsibility as artists. It's a show that gives them, we're trying to empower them spiritually, financially, emotionally, you name it. And when they grow, they must be able to know what they want to do with their lives as artists, because an artist will always be an artist.
Yes.
Yes. They are still young. The best way to do is to groom them in this artistry.
And what's the criteria for people who want to be part of the show? How do you select the people?
First and foremost, you must have a matric now.
Oh, that's great.
Because education is very important now lately with the technology that is going on in the world. I mean, without education, there's nothing you can do. Firstly, it's education. Secondly, you have to have a gift. It's either you can sing, dance, and just to have a talent that will empower you.
The Umoja is the spirit of togetherness.
Yes.
With this tour is the spirit of unity tour.
Yes.
How do you think that we as Africans can unite with other Africans, through culture? Because I know in the show we embrace the South African culture. You go from the Zulus to the Xhosas. You even give us gospel.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I really felt like, I am in South Africa. I didn't feel like I am at Merima Cultural Center. I was
relate
in South
to what
Africa.
was happening. Yes.
How do you think that we as Africans can relate to the rest of the world as well as Africans and just unite amongst us?
There's one thing with Africans. We are the easiest people to mingle with, because we have Ubuntu.
Yes.
That's humanity. We are very humble people.
Yes.
We African people. So it's easy for us to mingle with anybody or to come together with. Hence I did this show, is to show the world that Africa is not what they put the perception out there with kids with flies on their nose and hungry. Africa is not about poverty all the time. Africa is a beautiful place. It's like paradise. To me, I always refer to Africa as a paradise. I would talk about South Africa because that's where I come from. There's everything for everybody. So this is what I wanted to show the world, that as South Africans, this is who we are. We are happy people, we are humble people, we are disciplined people, we are responsible people, we are loving people. So please come to and see our country.
Embrace us.
Because all these years, people were not coming to South Africa because of apartheid.
Yes.
But now we're taking South Africa to the world, so that people must see where we come from. It's sunshine,
Yes.
wherever we are. You can see the show on stage. It's just happiness and love. That's all what we're trying to spread around the world. That Africa is the only continent that can bring the world together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I know that also with this tour, we're celebrating that.
Thank you, my child.
Because this year,
You would be 100.
Exactly. The rest of the world is also celebrating.
Yes.
Now, where do you see South Africa in the next 100 years post-democracy?
I see as long as we keep doing things like Umoja, let the world know who we are, let the world participate in South Africa, let the world invest in South Africa, let the world know we are there. Because a lot of people, when sometimes, like when I was in Russia, when they were asking, where are you from? I say South Africa. South Africa? What's South Africa?
Wow.
Sometimes other people didn't know about us. So now people are aware, thanks to that Mandela, because
Absolutely.
that's the main man who made people aware with. There is that part of the world in the world, I see that country is going to be uniting the world.
Oh, yes.
It's going to unite the world, because when it comes to South Africa, just imagine, after all what happened, we became the most humble, peaceful country. If it was another country, there
would have been war.
There would be war, revenge, all these funny things. But because we are humble people, and I believe that we are the people who will bring the world together.
Oh yes, I love that.
Yeah.
What are the future plans for Umoja?
The future plans for Umoja, I want to take the show to Broadway, because we've been to the West.
I see it in Broadway.
And at the late stage, I want to have Umoja as a movie.
Now, I was just saying, I would love to see this because a lot of people now are, into feature films.
Yes.
But I would love to
This
see
is
it
a
being
true
kept
story.
exactly, just as it is.
From rags to riches story. I mean,
Absolutely.
like, I come from the the poorest of the poorest community, and look at me where I am today.
Oh yeah, thank you so much, Mama. Thank you so much. Well, that's it for Mama Todd Twala. We have just been transformed by her words, by the show, and we hope that you have been transformed too. Alright, so I am seated here with the narrator of the show. If you watch the show, you'll understand his calmness and the way that he told the story. So I just want to find out from you, Gregory.
Yes.
How do you tell the story so well? You know the story right through and through. How do you prepare yourself to tell that story?
I think, firstly, I had an advantage of being a dancer in the show before being a narrator. So while I was still dancing, I used to admire, we used to call him Bravo, the way he told the story and the way he said it. So I would go to his room, sit down with him, and then he'll take me through the script. So unfortunately, when that time came, because he was old, when he passed away, it was like he passed his legacy to me.
And he did.
And every time I get on that stage, it's like I think of him.
Oh wow, that's amazing. And when did you start performing with Umoja?
I started with Umoja in 2001
Oh wow.
as a dancer. So I started dancing until 2013, 14. That's when they said, no, now you need to upgrade.
To be the
To be the
narrator.
narrator, yes.
Tell the story,
Tell
because
the
you know
story.
it best.
Yeah.
And how did you get attracted to Umoja? How did you find out about it?
Well, the first time I found out about Umoja was in 2000. I just finished my degree at school. So I saw this show at the Sentin Convention Center, and I was like, I need to be in that show. That show, it's like talking to me. So there I am. The following week, there were auditions. Go to the auditions, there's like 3,000 people queuing.
Wow.
I'm like, I cannot wait for this. But something inside said to me, you know what, this is for
Wait.
you. You need to wait for your turn. So we went through those grilling things, like for 3 months.
And how has your life been? Because I'm sure you've been with the show for a really long time. How has your life been impacted by the show?
Look, the show has empowered me physically, spiritually, emotionally. I mean, I know who I am, I know my roots, I know my culture. And financially, it has helped my family, because coming back from a family whereby you only find out that the breadwinner is only your mom. And then being with the show, it has opened my eyes. Traveling overseas, nobody gets to get an opportunity to travel and yet travel with the expenses being paid. and then on the same time get paid again.
That's amazing.
So,
and what has traveling done for you?
Well, traveling has taught me many things. Like, for instance, you get to learn other people's culture, and other people had a wrong perception about South Africa. So when we go out to some like schools and churches, so we always share and teach them our culture so that they can have a better understanding.
Absolutely. And we need people like you to teach the world about the culture of South Africa and the rest of Africa, because we know it best, you know.
Yes,
we're the ones that are responsible to change the perspective, right?
Exactly.
And what can you say, maybe look at the camera and say this,
okay.
what can you say to young South Africans who want to be part of the show also? How can you motivate them to be part of the show and to change their lives?
Look, I think it's in our hands. If you dream about it, you can achieve it. Here in Umoja, we always use the triple Ds.
What are those?
You need to be disciplined, dedication,
Yeah.
dedicated to your job, and determined.
Yes.
I mean, those D's will always open doors for you.
Absolutely. Those are the D's to success,
Those
my
are the
friend.
D's to success.
Well, Gregory, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks
I will
for
speak
having
to
us.
yet another performer, so stay tuned. Your performance, your guys' performance, you guys lit up the stage. You guys took me from the stage to South Africa. There was a part in the show where I closed my eyes and I transformed and I traveled within the spirit. Just tell me, how do you guys do that? Just through performing, how do you guys do that?
Well, when I perform, I have to feel it first in order to transfer the energy to you. My mission is to bless you with my performance.
And
at
you
the end
did.
of the day, if you come into the theater, you have to come out as a different person or come up with something that you learned from me and my peers.
Yes.
So the mission is to change a person, to bless a person. When you come from outside with different energies and come, maybe you said or something, I have to make sure that you come out there laughing or with a big smile or wondering what is South Africa if you don't know it, or you remember home, like you say, I took you back to South Africa.
There must be some kind of preparation that goes on before the show. How do you prepare for you to transform so many people like that?
Oh, well, it starts with meditation, and the call time has to be like 2 hours before to come to the theater. There's warm-ups, there's voice warm-ups, and there's meditation, like I said, and there's mic check, and there's self-introspection, self-alliance, self-confidence to build up in the dressing room. It's not like you just come in and then it's like an office and then you're on the desk.
Yeah,
no,
completely
we
different.
spend most of our time on stage. It's where we dig our gold. It's where we have to heal the souls.
Yes.
That's why we're going abroad, and we still want to go abroad.
Yes, and I know you've traveled through the beats of drums, you know,
Yes.
all the way from Soweto to the biggest and, you know, the most popular stages in the world.
Yes.
Where have you been?
Wow. I've been Kukasi, that's how we call it.
Yes.
So I've been Kukasi, and then I discovered I can do something instead of taking the wrong direction and peer pressure, Kukasi. No, I decided to go and audition at Umoja, and they gave me a chance, and I used it. I took my platform, and then I did my fair share of showing who I am and how I do it and how I can work with people.
And which is the most memorable place for you that you've been to? Because you've been to the most biggest stages. You've traveled the world, and when there you've been there. Which is the most memorable for you?
Well, I think I will never forget America. Well, it's my third time again coming to America, and every time I come back bigger, better, and strong. I say that I might come in small packages, and then that's why
you lit it up.
Too short, my name. Like it is. I have to lick it up, you know.
And you've performed for kings, you've performed for presidents. Who are some of these kings and presidents that you guys
I performed for King Mswati in Swaziland. I performed for King Zwelithini at KwaZulu-Natal, and there's our royal king Wasilike Kumafikeng in the northwest of South Africa. Yes, I've been almost in the whole of South Africa. I've covered it. I've just.
And then with this tour here in North America, you've already been to Charlotte, you've been to Washington DC.
Yes.
You've also had a few shows here in Miramar. How has the reception been? Are North Americans feeling the South African spirit?
Wow, the anxiety tries to kill me most of the time, and then I'm like, you know what, let me just do me. And it becomes positive. I get the positive energy everywhere I go. I get positive energy.
Lastly, what can you say to Americans who want to know about South Africa? How can you describe South Africa? Just in the camera, how can you describe South Africa to Americans?
All right. South Africa is a rainbow nation. South Africa, we have 11 official languages. I speak 11 official languages myself. If I can do it, you can do it. It's a beautiful country. You have Western Cape, Robben Island. We have islands also. We have normal places.
Everything.
Like everything. And it's, yeah, we just have everything. It's a cool
Wow.
country.
And it is. Thank you so much, Tumelo. Thank you. Kyalebuha, enkosi, ndiyabulela. Dankie.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Africans Around the Globe. My name is Atule Mbegeni.